Welcome back. In this part, we are going to take a look at the generic if statement, okay, or if then statement, okay. So here, let's take a look at this picture right here, this image right here. So as you can see, so this is the flow chart, okay, the flow chart of our if then statement, okay. So as you can see here, we have a condition, and if this condition is true, okay, which means it's not zero, because we know that true means 1 and false means 0, okay. So if the condition returns true, then we are going to perform an action, this action here, and then we end our program. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then we are just going to end our program, okay, like that, okay. So this can be elaborated using this can be translated using using a C pseudocode right here. So as you can see, we use the if keyword, and then inside these parentheses we can have our condition, okay. And if that condition result to true, we are going to perform this action, and otherwise we are going to end our program. We are not going to perform this action, okay. So what does this code do? This one right here, okay. So in English, the code checks let's take a look at this one here, okay. Let's take a look at this one here. So in English, the code checks x and doesn't jump, okay, if x is true, okay. So conversely, the if statement does jump if x is false, okay. And in pseudocode, then the previous statement, okay, the previous statement that we talked about, this one here, this one here, does this one, okay, does this one. So here, if not condition, if the condition returns false, we are going to go to end, okay. So we are going to end our program, okay. So otherwise, if the condition returns true, we are going to perform this action, okay. So now with that format in mind, let's take a look at some actual C code, okay, down here, okay. So let's go down here. So as you can see here, we have if, then we have x. If x is equals to 0, then we are going to add 1 to x, like that, okay. Otherwise, we are just going to increment like that, okay, like that. So when we translate that to assembly, we need to reverse the conditional jump from a jump or equal to a jump to a jump or not equal to, okay. Because like we said above, we only jump if the condition is false, okay. Let's take a look at this one right here, okay. Let's take a look at this one right here, this example right here. So when you see a comparison followed by a JE or a JNE, which is this one, JNE. JNE means jump if not equal, okay, and JE means jump if equal, okay, like that. So when you see a comparison followed by so this is the comparison, okay, CMP, we are comparing EX to 0, okay, to 0, like this, okay. So when you see a comparison followed by a JE or a JNE, reverse the condition of the jump to recreate a high level code, okay. And for jump if greater, which is JG, and for the jump if greater or equal to, which is JGE, and also for jump if less than, which is JL, or similar instructions, it is a bit different than simply reversing the condition of the jump, okay. So for example, let's take a look at this assembly code right here. Let's take a look at this assembly code, okay, right there, okay, right there. So this assembly code is going to produce, so here let me first explain what we are doing for those who don't know what's happening. Okay, so here, but you should consider watching my assembly tutorial. Okay, it's right there, the link is in the video description. Okay, check it out, check out that assembly tutorial. Okay, and even the C tutorial for those who have never programmed in C. Okay, so here we move x into ex. Okay, and then we compare ex with y, and then we jump if greater than. Okay, we jump if greater than, we go to the end like this. Okay, so but if it is not greater than, we increment x, and then we move ex, we increment ex, and then we move ex into x. Okay, so we are incrementing x. Okay, in common sense. Okay, so in normal sense. Okay, so this one is produced by these C statements. Let me show them to you. Okay, right here is produced by these C statements. So as you can see, we have our if keyword. If x is greater than or equals to y, then we are going to increment x, as you can see. So as you can see, x is incremented only if it is less than or equals to y. Okay, so thus if it is greater than y, it will not be incremented as in the assembler code. Okay, so similarly this C code, let me show it to you. Similarly, the code, this one here is going to produce this assembly instruction. This is assembly code. Let me show it to you side by side here. Okay, right there. Okay, right there. So here we move x into ex, and then we compare ex with y. Okay, and then we jump if greater than or equal to. Okay, and then we jump to the end. Okay, and then here on this line we increment x. Okay, so x is incremented in the C code only if, as you can see, only if it is less than y. Okay, so the assembler code now jumps if it's greater than or equal to y. Okay, like this. Okay, so this kind of thing takes practice. Okay, so we will try to include lots of examples, okay, in this section. Okay, so in the next part we shall take a look at if then else statements. Okay.